Hello friends, and hello enemies. We're continuing our dive into the Mythic Legion's Poxxus wave with... what's this guy's name? Aracagorr. Aracagorr? As you can see, Aracagorr is a big boy. His box doesn't even want to fit in my review area, which isn't unusual because the review area is fairly small, as am I. And my arms are having trouble reaching him because they are small, tiny T-Rex arms. If you need something taken from the top of the fridge, I'm not your guy. I can't do it. Anyway, I was super excited about this guy because A, he's a dragon. B, he's blue. C, he's a Mythic Legion. That's all I need. They did right by making this boy blue, the best color. So since he is a big boy, he gets a big boy box window in the front, and the rest has nice, very pleasing illustrations. We got a painting of our big boy on the back. So this is interesting, and we had this happen with the Sphexians in the Cosmic Legions line. There's a smear of blue paint right on the front of the packaging, but he himself doesn't seem to be marred in any way, and the packaging isn't crushed, so I don't know how that got there. It's just a weird anomaly. Now I've heard that this one is a little bit difficult. It's difficult to get the tail on. I've heard that if you pop them apart, it's impossible to get them back together. That's just what I've heard. I don't know. So I'll be opening him up off camera so you guys don't get to see me struggle, and we'll take a look at him. Alright, he very much blends in with my background. That might not translate through the camera, but with my eyeballs it looks very similar to my background. Man, he is a big boy. So first off, let's talk about the tail. It's attached via like this slotting mechanism. It's got this kind of hook attachment you just like slip in between the joints here, and it did take a while to attach, and I'm not even sure if it's attached correctly. It does look a little strange just because you can tell it's flattened toward the base where it should be thicker. So if you spend too long looking at that part, it looks a little wrong. But I can suspend disbelief for the sake of getting a tail. I'm not a fan of when humanoid animal characters don't have tails. I'm not a furry. I just think tails are a good aesthetic. His proportions look a little weird to me, and that's not really a complaint because he's like a dragon creature, so of course he's not going to have perfectly human proportions, but he looks very long in the torso, with really stubby legs. Like, I feel this waist piece should be sitting higher up on his body. Same body type as Kragnar, so a lot of reuse there. Which came first, the Kragnar or the Dragon Man? I mean, I know Kragnar came first, but did they think, oh, let's design a reptilian alien and then we can use that as the base for a dragonborn character? Or did they say, let's make a dragonborn character and then we can use that as a base for a reptilian alien? These are the things I think about. I'm sure it's been answered on like a podcast, one of the podcasts they do, or something, but I haven't listened to it. They did a really good job of making a dragon guy that looks both intimidating and friendly. Like, he doesn't scream evil to me. He just looks like a good guy. Maybe that's the calming blue palette. His pupils are slits, so they're the pupils of a predator. But the eyes themselves are big and a little bit doleful. He's got some scaly eye bags, like he hasn't slept in a while. Probably putting up with a lot of stuff. I get the sense this is just a guy who wants to do good in the world, and he's also a dragon. I feel like if you're a dragon, you can probably do pretty much anything you put your mind to, because you're a dragon. Who's gonna tell you no? Really cool barbarian type armor. It's got some patina on it, some green and that copper. Of course, this is just a smorgasbord of textures. You've got scale texture, leather texture, metal texture, soft good fur, horn texture, pitted metals. It's just crazy to look at. This one, like a lot of Mythic and Cosmic Legions, is one that I would just be happy to put into a relatively simple pose and just leave it there just to look at because it's stunning. And it's not only the textures, it's the paints. I mean, it's got some iridescent blues and purples on the back. It just looks so beautiful. A kind of lighter cyan underbelly. So cute. This guy is so adorable. He doesn't really like to fit in my review area still because he's so big. But yeah, these pauldrons are ginormous. They're attached back here. I don't have any Mythic Legion's wings that I know of, but I'm wondering if wings would fit back here too. I assume so. I would like if he came with some wings, even if they were small and couldn't believably carry him in flight. It would still be really cute. Can you imagine him with little wings? Oh my god. I also like this thing on his belt too. I don't know what that is. Is it supposed to be a dragon? It looks more like an Oni or something. It is kind of weird to be a dragon and then like have a dragon belt buckle. That'd be like me wearing like a belt buckle with a picture of like a lady's face on it. I'm sure those exist, but I'm not interested in wearing one. Now, Articulation is going to be interesting because, like I said earlier, I can barely reach him. In order to get him in the frame, he has to be kind of far back, and my limbs are only so long. I'll do my best. Kragnar body, so he's got that Kragnar neck, and with the head that's just jutting out, so you're not going to get any neck movement. A lot of tilt on the head, though. Not too much up and down. Mouth opens, that's really cool. You can see his little tongue inside, very cute. The limbs are very chunky, but they seem to move okay. You've got a swivel on the arm, as well as that upward movement. Ooh, he does the splits too. A lot like Kragnar, the thighs are a little loose, and he's very top heavy, so he keeps wanting to kind of like sploot back and forth, and rotation on the wrist. Ooh, nice twist at the torso. That is a big, exaggerated movement. The strap that loops around the back is pretty loose, so it's not going to restrict anything. That's nice. You don't want to put any tension on these parts. So the tail also has a twist. Kind of an exaggerated twist. It doesn't look great when the pieces aren't matched up properly, but it's there. Man, this guy's heavy. He is a heavy boy. Leg up. And out. Let's see, about your knee, sir. Not much movement on the knee, mainly because the shin guard gets in the way. The feet have kind of very minor movement. But yeah, the biggest problem I'm seeing with him is he keeps wanting to do the splits. He and Kragnar are very similar in that regard. The inclusion of the tail is also great because it's kind of a stabilizer. That way if he falls back a little bit, it's there to catch him, so he's not just going to keel over. So unlike a lot of Mythic Legions, he's a little scanty when it comes to the accessories department. He's got extra hands, these kind of curled claw hands, and punchy fist hands. And the only other things he comes with is this sword and this fire effect. So the sword is very cool. It's huge. Of course, he's a big guy, so he's got to have a big sword. Very interesting color scheme. We kind of keep that patina, that green, on the blade, which I don't think is good. It seems like you might have kind of a rust problem. Got a really pretty purple wrapped handle, and then you've got a dragon on the guard. It's like even dragons know that dragons are cool decorative pieces. They're just like, hey, we look really neat. Let's put us on stuff. I can't argue with that. And you get this purpley fire effect that goes on the sword. So that looks really, really cool. So to get the sword into his hand, I had to heat it up pretty hot to get the plastic to be malleable enough to open up and grasp that sword. You definitely don't want to force it in. If stuff is sticking, if it's stiff, if it's hard, don't force it. Just use heat. Yeah, he looks very cool. He's kind of a statement piece. A lot like Kragnar, I don't think you're going to get much out of him as far as interesting poses go. He's kind of just one you put on the shelf, give him his cool accessory, and leave him alone. I personally have no problem with that. So here he is with Kragnar, and Aracagorr has quite a bit of height on him comparatively. A lot of that is in the head, but I think a lot of it is also in these legs right here. Kragnar's legs look a little bit stubbier in comparison. I think they could be friends. But if you're looking for a comparison with a standard Mythic Legions character, here he is against a skeleton builder. So he is huge compared to a more standard size Mythic Legions. Terrifying. You could tell that this guy would decimate the battlefield. It would take at least 10 skeletons to bring him down. At least 10. As opposed to me, who could be brought down by 1. Because it'd be spooky and I'd run away. But it is so cool to finally have a dragon character for Mythic Legions. I'm wondering if they are going to come out with just a normal, non-anthropomorphic dragon. They're coming out with the scapebacks in Cosmic Legion, so they seem to be venturing into like creature territory a little bit more. So we'll see. Maybe they might make a dragon one day. As always, likes and subscribes are very much appreciated. Comments are more than welcome, and I will see you guys on the next one.